So please welcome Kamal Musallam and his quintet. He's going to spend the next 50 minutes or so giving you a workshop about his music and being a musician. It's going to be very insightful, so please give them a big welcome and enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jackie. I'd like to ask you, which departments are you from? Like, are you from the production or production? Yes. Acting. Okay. What else we have? Wow. Fantastic. So we'll just talk to you, the musicians there. We don't care. No, just a joke. Of course, we are musicians, of course, but we are involved in all these aspects. We do some acting, between us, but we do a lot of production and a lot of music playing. And there we go, Mr. South Italy arrived. Here we go. And now we have a drummer missing.
No.
What's this, guys?
No, but for example, we write music, and for me, it's like writing, for a writer, a story, So many times I was thinking about a place or people or experience you had in the past. So music is involved as the other arts, so it's combined, it's a combination.
Of course. Yeah. But let's also say that for us, music is the highest art. No?
Yeah, we can say
we
so.
can be proud about it. And
Yes,
just say that.
we are proud.
You can say the same about your art, it's fine. But, I agree with you 100%, Marcello. It's like we write stories with sound, right?
Yes.
And music is basically sound.
Yeah. Also, Kamal, for example, for a song, he wrote lyrics. Also, no?
Yeah, exactly. So in the new album that I released, we did a song called Third Look. The song is music only, no lyrics, but it came from a story that I lived personally, like a real story with someone. So I translated it into sound only, which is music. That's 2 years ago. But now, since we're going to play it live at the expo, I thought to invite a singer to sing that song, but there was no lyrics. So I went back inside the story that inspired that music, and I wrote lyrics, like poetry, from the story that follows the music that I composed. So it's the other way around, Yeah. So I translated the sound back into words, right? Yes. And now it's all together, one tune. She's not with us today, the singer, but we will play that tune for you anyways later on after this workshop, right? Okay. When I talk about music, I like to start with the basic element of the music, which is, for me, the beat. Because since music represents life for me, and life is based on beat, our first beat is our heart, right? Without a heartbeat, there's no life, actually. And in anything you see alive around you, there is a beat, there is a heartbeat. Even the plants have a beat, Maybe we don't feel it, but if you get too close, you might be able to feel it. But all the creatures, living creatures, have beat, life beat. So the music also have a beat. And the beat instruments in the music are the core of the work of the band. We base everything around them, on top of them, And here we have two instruments, two tools, which I'm going to explain all our tools here tonight, but or today. And part of these tools is our two friends who play the core beat of the music. Mr. Herman Cortes from Colombia on the drums. And Mr. Salman Baalbaki from Lebanon on the percussion. So when I say percussion, the drums also is a percussion, but we call it a drum set or drum kit or drums basically. It's made out of many parts together. Each part is a percussion. A percussion is basically something you can hit on and makes a sound. This is also percussion, right? That's percussion. But here is a percussion made out of wood and skin or plastic, and exactly. And it has many sizes because there is one principal part, which we call the kick, that gives the essential beat, you know, which is the one down there. It's like a heartbeat, right? Of course, from that one, you have the ones a little bit smaller, the side one, side tom, we call it a tom.
Floor tom.
That's a floor tom, and that's a side tom. Yes. Also floor tom, but smaller. And the upper tom.
Floor tom, but in the...
No. Come on, Herman. No, that's another tom. And sometimes you see drum kits with much more, like maybe 20 pieces, a lot. Small, bigger, 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 bigger. And then the biggest one is the kick down there, which has the low frequency. And talking about frequency, you know, if you're doing production, I'm sure you have that subject in your curriculum, you know. And I think it's a headache for you to understand what is hertz and what is frequency. But there's no sound if there's no frequency. It's the wave, you know. So when the bird is singing, that's a frequency. And you can measure it with instruments, right? Which frequency? It starts from the lowest, 100, 200, 300, up to thousands of kilohertz, right? So the more you go down, we call it more bass sounds, and then higher is more treble, more high frequencies. And everything else is in the middle. So the best example is we look at the music orchestra with 80 players. In there, you should almost have all the frequencies, from the lowest to the highest. That's they compose the spectrum of sound, which is the most beautiful thing, you know, to have all the frequencies playing in harmony together. For example, let's go back to the beat, to the drum set. Herman, you have the kick, you showed us the kick, and then you have the other element, and you have the metal parts, hi-hat and cymbals, and then you have, let's say, the speaking part, I call it, which is the snare, kind of, that highlights the beat. Right? So what is the basic rhythm? Yes. Good. So, in production, when we produce a song, if you sit with any sound engineer who is producing a band with has a drums, has a bass, has a guitars, singers, they always tell you the voice of the vocalist should be at the same, almost at the same level of the snare, because frequency-wise it's close. It should be similar level. Then, you know, it's good. It's kind of getting into the good mix. I hope I'm right, John, right? Good. Yeah. You know, I've done so much albums. I've worked on almost 15 albums and worked with different studios, different engineers, and they all say the same thing. So, so the drum set has many parts, many percussions, from the big bass one to the snare to the cymbals, and together Herman can compose his rhythm. Rhythm is a mixture of elements together to make a rhythm, and that can have a type. It can be a Latin rhythm, it can be a jazz rhythm, it can be a pop, rock rhythm. What is a rock rhythm, for example? Like a, go for it, Metallica.
No, more simple.
Yeah.
We will rock you.
Exactly. Or it can be a very, so this is a very powerful beat or rhythm. And it can be very articulated. You know, Latin Americans, they like to dance, they like to do like this and that and enter and exit. So, which he knows to do very well because he's from Colombia. So what is like a samba or a bossa nova on the drums? What is the name of that rhythm? What's the name of the
This
rhythm?
is like batucada.
Okay.
It's a bit faster than the samba.
Ah.
For samba, it can be like batucadas.
Yeah. This is coming from Brazil?
Yes.
Brazil.
And also like it can become that like if we do softer, like slower, sorry, it became another rhythm created in the jazz music. Like
That's bossa nova, no?
Yeah.
That's bossa nova. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We can give example later,
Yeah.
live example. Good. So you have an idea about the drums now, what it is. You know, it's difficult to play, but nice to play. It's difficult to carry, but nice to have. It's difficult to mic. See how many microphones, but we love to produce it in the albums. It's amazing. I love drums. You know. Question? Yes. Come together from the Beatles. That's the one? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like it's going to be a drum workshop, yeah? No, but yeah, of course, he can play anything.
Sorry, Kamal, this is something coming with what Kamal says before. We are talking about color. So every time I change even the sticks or the rhythm, we are talking about painting. That's why when he creates his music, he start with this because this is a foundation. But this also is which color you will use, right? You will use like this?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see?
He
starts to the draw from the foundation. So he starts to decide it's going to be happy, aggressive, or
the mood of the song
industrial.
dictates the beat.
Yeah.
The mood of the story or the song will tell me what is the best beat to use for that.
And the sound of the beat, like
Exactly.
if it's like this one or
yeah, of course. Sensitivity, dynamics, level, intensity, many aspects to consider when you compose, when you play, and when you produce. You know, all the steps. Okay, we're gonna move from the drums to use the maximum time we have to the other beat or rhythm tool with Salman, which is the Arabic percussion and the Latin percussion. The first is the two long things you see over there, called the congas, you know, and one is a large diaphragm and one is smaller. One has the more bass sound, one is treble. Maybe Salman can show us. Exactly. And on the small one, even on the big one, you can do many different sounds, right? Exactly. Depends where you hit, in the middle, on the side, you cover half of it, you cover less, you get many sounds. But also, Salman plays our famous Arabic percussions like the darbuka, we call it tabla in Arabic, but also darbuka, you know what that is, right? If you're from Egypt, you must know it. So it has a special sound. It used to be made from clay before and fish skin. Now they make it from metal and plastic. It sounds almost the same. But How does it sound? Yeah. Nice. What's the name of that beat, Salman?
This is Saeed.
Saidi.
Yep.
That's Saidi. Is it Egyptian originally? Maybe. Maybe. Yes, of course. Because they're from Egypt. Yeah. So, what would be? Yeah, he'll do again, but another one, another beat like maqsoom. What is a maqsoom?
The same, but start from one dome.
Okay. أيوة. Cool. Of course, there's baladi also. أيوة. Nice. And there is the long ones, the موشحات, masmoudi, for example. Exactly. And there is more and more and more, many rhythms we have. But he plays them on darbuka or also on the riq. You know riq? You know? في مصر بتسموه رق ولا ايه؟ رق. ايوه. Nice. This is Yashad al-Alhan, Muwashah Andalusi. Great. So now we have an idea about what is a beat, what is a rhythm, essential. And you know, for example, we can mix the beats. We can mix a funk with Arabic, for example, or something in between, you know.
Or even more crazy. Let's do the same rhythm.
Like like the one you do for Out of My City. With Out of My City?
Because I will do something more crazy. Maybe it's African, maybe Latin. And
yeah. Go ahead.
You can start from here. This is African. And then now Brazilian. Now with Latino.
Nice. Amazing. Good. Enough beats? Or you love that, huh? Okay. Okay, let's go to a more boring instrument. No, sorry, Daniele. For him, it's the most important. No, for me too, actually.
For us.
Yeah, for all of us. Because, you know, this instrument and its player is the column, actually. That's why he's standing always. Is the column, you know, linking the rhythm section with us, the soloist and the harmonic section. So he's the link, you know, he is the tie, you know. Yeah. Why he's the tie? Because, you know, he plays taekwondo, that's why. No, no. No, no, but he does sports, but he's the type because the way how he hit the double bass, this instrument is called double bass, the way how he hit it is very percussive. It's like a percussion, but it has notes, like my notes on the guitar or oud, but it's also very percussive. He gives us a rhythm and notes at the same time, you know? So, Daniele, play something. See how man? Wow, amazing. Bravo. Ole. So, always the bassist, electric bass or double bass, he keeps a very good close eye on the drummer and his kick, what he does. But before that, yes, Daniele, yes, please show something with the bow. You know, the bow, this is the bow. See, go Of course, all of you know the violin, yeah, that we play like that. So this instrument comes from the family of the violins. You have the violins, the viola, the violoncello. This is the biggest one, I think. Or maybe there is one bigger. There's one bigger also. So contrabass, we call it, or double bass. This is the name. But in our context of music, in the jazz and fusion, he is mainly focusing with drummer to play whatever the drummer plays with the kick, down, the double bass must link with that, make the tie with that. Can you show us something together? See, now we'll see if we play, for example, a bossa nova song or Latin American song, and I will use the guitar to play the harmony, the chords. So you will see how the bass will be between what I play and what they play. He's linking us. Listen to this. We'll do like Ipanema, just the chords and the rhythm. So what I did there, basically I played the harmony, which is meaning harmony, you put one thing with another, they go together in harmony. So I put a note, another note, we call it a chord. This is a nice chord with harmony, and I can play an ugly one. That's a disaster, you know. So when I put the notes in a certain way, with certain distance, it's a harmony, it's a chord. Now, to complete to complete the spectrum of the sound, we need someone to play the melody. The ice on the cake is what makes the whole thing have a meaning, you know, which is the melody. We need either a singer or a horn player, like a saxophonist, a flutist, a clarinet, trumpet, to play that melody. So here we have Mr. Marcello Allulli from Rome. By the way, Daniele Cappucci is from South Italy, and Marcello Allulli is from Rome, so they don't talk to each other. You know, they. It's only because of me they come here. No, Marcello is a graduate of Berklee School of Music, you know, and he's a real Roman, you know, from 100%, 2,000 years old, and he plays he plays this fantastic, almost 60-year instrument, more 70.
It's from 1957.
Yeah, this is saxophone from 1957.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, none of us was born then,
No.
so.
I think so.
And it's made in France, or?
Actually, yeah, it comes from, as I know, I mean, the story is that this guy brought it from Paris, yeah.
Yes.
From the Salman.
From the
company.
Salman factory.
Yeah.
Salman is a saxophone making company where they used to make it handmade.
Yeah,
you know?
most famous brand
Exactly.
so far, yeah. One of.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a little bit later. If we can just now show them the same song, but what you will play, what is the melody on the same track? Blah, 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 blah. So just wanted to show you that how he completed the sound for us, you know. So now it's a full song like that.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a band, right, basically.
Yeah.
Somebody played the rhythm, sub-rhythm, bass, harmony, and solo. That's what makes a full spectrum of sound. Of course, it can be much bigger. It can be 12-piece, 20-piece, 50-piece, 80-piece orchestra. And then you have to arrange the groups of people with specific frequency range for the brass, for the strings, for the percussion instruments, for the main soloist, etc., to organize all these different groups of frequency of sounds, right? So, of course, here I'm just giving you a brief idea about it, but you can find a lot of information about it in your curriculum or online. Tell us more about your instrument, Marcello.
Okay. As you know, like voice, there are mainly 4 types of saxophone, no? So the lowest is the baritone, and you think about the music, especially classical music in the opera, no? You have bass, tenor, alto, and soprano. So if you have a chance, try to listen to it, you know, it's beautiful music. And for saxophone, this specific one is tenor. And is a young instrument in compare of bass, in compare of guitar, oud. Is born in the mid of 1800 century in Belgium. And the guy who invented this instrument is called Adolf Sax. That's why the name is saxophone. It comes from the inventor of this instrument. And basically, it's, I can say that in the beginning it's hard to play because you have to know how to vibrate the reed, because here in the mouthpiece you have the mouthpiece and the reed that is, even if it's a tiny, in compare of the saxophone, is really small.
Made of what?
What is
it?
Bamboo,
Bamboo,
basically.
okay.
and it's really hard without. It's impossible to play. It's unbelievable, no? Because you see the instrument. So you have to, it's a balance between the reed and the mouthpiece. You have, and through this, you have to put the air and the vibration create the sound. So what happened? In the beginning, it's really hard to make sound. So if you, for example, just hit the chords or hit the bass or percussion, drums, something happens, you know, a sound comes up. With the horn is kind of, in the beginning is more difficult. And so you can see there are many keys, you know. Check is a strange instrument.
Very mechanical instrument.
Yeah, I show you like the harmonic scale so you can see all the finger movements. So I start from the lowest note.
So just to, before you play, he's going to play what we call chromatic scale. Yeah. It's like you take a piano and you play all the keys from beginning to...
Yeah, you hit the white and the black.
Together, you know? All. You can go higher.
This is in the range, the normal range of the saxophone is 2 octaves and a half. And we have the, in English, highest notes. Okay, this is overtones, they call, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, the right name. So, and basically, this is the combination, but you know, it's like in the beginning, is I can say is quite difficult, but after you start to learn how to blow, and you know, it's just knowing the scales, the position, blah blah blah. You know, so every instrument it starts from a different point, but we can say all of them are really difficult in different aspects. We can say that drums is harder because you have to connect your all your
senses.
Yeah, you know, you get involved the foots and the arms.
Or the limbs.
Yeah. Marcello, question to you. With all the difficulty of the saxophone, what made you insist to continue this instrument and do a job, a career out of it? Like, why? Why?
But, you know, I think it's not, I can focus on an instrument. I can tell is music is the main thing, you know, it's not only playing an instrument. For me, I remember when I was young and before I was playing an instrument, I was looking at the other people and I see his particular energy he was during that moment, you know, and I see them really involved, really happy. And it was a moment that they stayed together and I was really attracted from that thing, you know, behind the fact is I play saxophone, no? For me, to be on stage or whatever, rehearsing or stay at home with friends, I discovered that, you know, for example, you know, you meet in a room and you have to talk. When you play, it's direct, you know, even if I don't know them. Actually, I met Dario and Salman yesterday for the first time, but the unique thing with music that you start to play and you get involved right away, and it's really can be really intense from the first time. In the other way, when you meet somebody, you have to really spend time together to know each other better. You know what I mean? It's a longer process. With music, it can be really instant. Yes. And so probably this is the first thing I was looking at, you know, and I decided I want to be part of it, you know. And I play saxophone because in that particular band there was missing the horn. So they asked me to play with them, and you know, maybe you can play trumpet or saxophone, you know, and this is it, you know. I had the chance to buy saxophone, but behind this thing is to be together is the most beautiful thing, you know.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with you. And I have very similar story also. When I was a kid, I always look at the TV, at all these music shows, musicians playing together, how happy they are, sharing this stage or this interplay between instruments. That's so attractive, you know. And I wanted to do the same, you know, just do the same. It took me, like, it pulls you there, right? Yeah. It keeps pulling you, yeah. and then we are stuck there forever, you know. Yeah. And so the main word I would put for this whole, I think most of us have the similar story, I think, you know. We looked at people before us and we want to do the same. I had also a cousin who played guitar. He's 5 years more than me. I was so jealous, you know. I wanted the same. So there is something about the music that pulls the heart. So it's the passion. It's really connected to that passion, love, energy in a secret way. We don't know exactly how to explain it, you know. Most of us just follow it. And I tell you all, you know, if you're passionate about something, then this is what you should do. Follow your heart. You know, follow your heart. It will take you to the right place, in my opinion. What do you think?
I agree. And
Yes.
probably you guys, you know, dancing or acting or painting is probably the same thing, you know?
Exactly. You know, I did different studies. I studied architecture. I did a master's degree in that. But music was with me from my childhood. So even after working a few years, it kept calling me. I had to leave a whole career of an architect and just follow my heart. And now I've been 22 years doing only music, you know. And, you know, I've toured so many countries. I played with big people like most of you did. And you know, no regrets. That's it. This is where we should be, where our heart is calling. Yeah. So I think we should stop talking and play something, right? Yeah. We can do Out of My City again. So I'm going to play one of my songs. It's called Out of My City, using this instrument now, which is a kind of oud, Arabic oud, but modified. It's electrified oud, you know. It's something I developed with a Canadian company called Godin, and we gave the oud some features of the guitar. So I have access to higher notes. Technically, it's more playable with a band with a power like this. And let's hear what it is, you know. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You can tell we're not happy at all to play together, right? Or maybe you can say we are really happy, and you can see the interplay. We really exchange all the time. We wait for each one's part to come. I really wait for his part, for his part, for his part. I want to listen to them. So listening in music is the most important thing. If I don't listen to what they do, I cannot play. What am I going to play for? On what? So, you know, I have to listen first, and that is the key for playing well. Listening. Use your ears before your mouth. You know. So this is my mouth, and I use my ears first, and then I speak. So this is the way. Do you have any questions until now? Please, you know, anything you'd like to ask before we continue?
Kamal, it's John here. We've got about 5 minutes before we need to wrap. So.
Okay. So maybe I'll talk, of course, I want to tell you also that in this time I'm promoting my new album, Handmade in Hummus Land, this one, which we're going to play for you in the next part after the break. And we're going to play it live here, and we'll play it live on the big stage, at the Jubilee stage at Expo on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. You're most welcome to come if you have time, you know. And I have, thank you. I also have some CDs with me here that I will have them available after the show today. If you'd like to get one, just let me know. I'll sign them for you, of course, you know, dedicate them, of course, with pleasure. The band will sign them too. And maybe we'll wrap it up. I want to explain to you about this technology that I have around my guitar here. So I have something here called a looping device. So I have a little, I have many pedals and effects. One of them makes a loop. So I can play something and loop it, so it will play by itself, and then I can play over it. So I'll do a little demonstration of that. Just to show you a little bit how it works, the loop. So we're gonna play the full song in the next part, yeah? Hopefully we can play with the loop.
And if you want, you can dance during the live, of course. Yes. So
since it's a dance academy as well, right? So yeah. So. Yes. So thank you for coming. Thank you for having us. That was Marcello on saxophone, Herman on drums, Salman on percussion, Daniele on double bass, and myself, Kamal. Thank you.